Hello everybody, we're going to start off laying on our mat, doing some coupe, and we're just going to keep switching sides. Coupe, coupe. You're going to lift your head, neck, and shoulders off the mat as you're doing it. Good work. And you can go ahead and start pulsing the arms up and down. You can bring both legs down, give yourselves a moment, and bring them back up. Put your hands underneath your tailbone. Bring the legs into a tabletop position, bringing the head, neck, and shoulders up off the mat. And go ahead and start to lower the legs and then lift them back up. You can tuck one foot behind the other, lower them to the point where you can keep that core connection, and then lift them back up. Good work. We're gonna go ahead and add a little hip raise at the top of that movement now. A small one, it doesn't have to be super drastic. Good work. And release that head, neck, and shoulders back down to the mat. Put the hands back behind your tailbone. Switch sides. Lift the head, neck, and shoulders and begin to lower the legs again, this time with the opposite foot tucked behind the other foot. Remember, the head, neck, and shoulders stays elevated up off the mat throughout the entire movement. Now you can choose to add a little hip raise at the top here if you'd like. Give yourself a little hug here, give yourself a moment, and then come up into a seated position. We're gonna get into reverse tabletop. You're going to extend that right leg. Extend that left arm, find your balance, and then you're going to bring both the leg and the arm out to the side, nice and slow. You can speed it up gradually. Now on the last one, we're gonna stop and we're gonna pulse it out to the side. Pulse the leg out to the side. The arm is also out to the side. Pulse, pulse, pulse. And lower everything back down slowly with control. You're gonna shoot the left leg out and the right arm out. And we're going to repeat the exact same sequence. Find your balance and slowly bring both the leg and arm out to the side at the same time. Good work. Now on the last one, we're gonna leave that leg out to the side and the arm out, and we're gonna begin to pulse everything up at the same time. Good job. And lower everything down with control. Give yourself a moment if you need to. And we're gonna go ahead and do some Pilates push-ups. You're going to get into your reverse tabletop, separating the knees, but putting your toes together. You're gonna bend the elbows down, keeping them in towards the rib area. Good work. Give yourself a moment. Stretch if you need to. Now lower yourself down with control, down to the mat. We are going to do some single leg bridges. We are going to keep one leg in the tabletop position and the other leg comes down as we bridge. Hold at the top, slowly melt back down. And again, slow bridge till the very top and allow your back to melt back down to the mat. That leg stays as still as possible, locked into that tabletop position throughout. Now you're gonna hold at the top, extend the knee, bring the leg outward towards the side, and then guide it back in towards the center, and again. And you're going to reassess and make sure that you're keeping your bridge nice and high throughout the entire movement. Don't let that core area drop down too low. And you're gonna go ahead and lower back down with control. And go ahead and switch sides. We're gonna do the exact same thing with the left leg in tabletop. Go ahead and bridge. Take your time. Pick up the pace. Good work. Now again, we're gonna go ahead and hold at the top and extend that leg. And then we're gonna bring it out to the side. And then guide it back in, bring it out, guide it back in, reassess yourself. Make sure your bridge is nice and high. Hold and lower yourself with control, slowly. Bring your legs into tabletop. Now we're going to switch off, extending one leg and keeping the other in tabletop. Your head, neck, and shoulders are elevated up off the mat throughout the entire switch off, throughout the entire movement. Switch, switch, switch. Good work. Give yourself a moment here. Head, neck, and shoulders come up off the mat. Extend your shape. Wrap it all back in. Extend your shape. Wrap it all back in. Your head, neck, and shoulders are up off the mat throughout the entire movement. Good work. Relax everything back down. Give yourself a moment here. Bring both legs straight up. Toes are pointed. Hands behind the nape of the neck. You're going to pulse one foot forward at a time, switching off. Now we're going to go ahead and skip the pulses and just scissor the legs. Scissor, scissor, scissor. Good work. Both legs bend back down. Give yourself a moment here. Bring everything back down to the ground. Now your legs come straight back up into the air. Toes are pointed. Hands go behind the nape of the neck. You're going to elevate your head, neck, and shoulders up off the mat, lowering your legs slowly, and then pick them back up. Take your time with the movement and only go as low as your core will allow you to go. Pick up the pace gradually. Keep the head, neck, and shoulders up off the mat. And slowly bend the knees, releasing everything back down. Give yourself a moment. Come back into your tabletop position. Hands go back behind the nape of the neck. Elevate your head, neck, and shoulders. Come back into a side tabletop, alternating legs. Good work. One leg is always in tabletop and the other is always fully extended. If you can make contact between the knee and elbow, that's great. If not, that's okay. But do try to get as close as possible. Gradually pick up the pace. And relax everything back down. Give yourself a moment here. Come up into a seated position. We're gonna lay on our side now. Arm goes up above your head. And you're gonna try to meet your arm with your hip. And then release everything back down. Again, try to meet that elbow and hip and then release everything back down. We're gonna gradually pick up the pace. Good work. And we're gonna go ahead and work on the other side now. We're gonna do the exact same thing. Arm goes up and over your head, and you're gonna try to meet elbow to hip, and then bring everything back down. You're gonna take your time at first, and then little by little, we're gonna go ahead and speed up a little. We're gonna get onto our front side now. Open the legs slightly wider than hip distance. Arms come up, fully stretched in front of you. You're gonna use your core muscles to lift both the feet and the arms at the same time. And we're gonna do little pulses. Alternating. Nice and slow and controlled. Keep everything elevated. We're gonna start to pick up the pace. Everything is pulsing up at the same time. And we're gonna go ahead and gradually pick up the pace. Hold everything in place. We're gonna pulse at the top here. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Both the arms and the legs are pulsing faster and faster. You can alternate if you'd like, if that's easier for you. As long as you're keeping everything pulsed and elevated, relax everything down. Give yourself a moment here. Come up to a seated position. Take your arm up and over your head. The leg is completely extended. Extend both the arm and leg. And then stretch in the opposite direction. Extend, stretch, extend, stretch, extend, stretch, slowly picking up the pace. Now we're gonna go ahead and advance the movement by picking up our hips and doing the exact same thing. Good work. Other side. We're gonna do the exact same sequence, starting with the hips down. You're gonna take your arm up and over your head. You're going to extend that leg out. Bring everything back in. Extend. Bring everything back in. Good work. We're going to elevate those hips to advance the movement and continue on. Nice and slow. Pick up the pace gradually. Good work. We're going to lower ourselves down to the mat, slow and with core control, bringing both legs up into the tabletop position. And we're going to extend everything up, placing your hands behind your tailbone. You're going to elevate your head, neck, and shoulders up off the mat. And you're gonna start doing a bicycle movement with both legs, nice and slow in the beginning, and then we're gonna gradually pick up the pace. Good work. Now we're gonna go ahead and get ready to reverse those bicycles, making the same exact motion but reversing the direction. Bring everything back down. Legs stay in the tabletop position. Hands come up above your head, and you're gonna do a roll up, slowly lowering yourself back down to the mat, using your exhale to bring yourself back up. Good work. Bring yourself back to the center of the mat. We're gonna bring our hands down for support, and then we're gonna circle our legs. This is the last exercise that we're gonna do today. extend the legs completely. And we're going to continue to circle. Slowly bring everything back down. That is the end of our workout. Have a great day.